What's up and welcome back, fellow Siege spectators and players. It's time to siege the day in the Talent League yet again. I am still the Reverend Whiskey Glitter, my partner, my co-host, as always, Mr. Whiskey Run. Heyo, Whiskey.
Welcome, everyone, to the Talent League, Season 10, Masters Division. We get to see the second game for today in the play day, and we get to see Budapest 5 versus FF. Great match coming at you.
Yeah, and it's coming to Clubhouse. If you played a map of Siege before, you probably played it on Clubhouse. It's a classic one with some classic strats. Expect to see some 2F play. It's kind of goes back and forth on what the primary, secondary, and tertiary sites are between gym bedroom, CCTV, and the church area. We don't get to see bar stage too often. It's more of that contemporary bit of Siege, that verticality, but not to say we won't, because it has been starting to pop up. But I love freaking Clubhouse.
Generally, that bar stage regarded as one of the worst or one of the lowest pick sites on any map in the competitive map pool. But like you said, we're seeing it more often as the teams play that vertical hold much better, setting up the bar stage setup upstairs almost the same as they would gym bedroom. But you know what? I love Clubhouse because there's just motorcycles everywhere. As a motorcycle fan, let's go. What a cool map.
It is a biker bar. It's supposed to be based off the property owned by the Hanover's Hells Angel president, Frank. So it does have a little bit of loose ties to old Bandit as well. So he did spend some time trying to infiltrate the Hells Angels in the lore. So, you know, I like it. I like it a lot.
And you know what Bandit says himself. He was so good at it, they promoted him. So this is the map. It's where it happens. Let's see it happen with these two teams. We casted Budapest 5 in the Talent League qualifiers early on, like almost a month ago at this point. And we got a chance to cast FF about a week ago here in the Talent League. So we've seen both of these teams before, just not directly competing against each other. So this is our first time getting to see this matchup.
Yeah, I'm real excited for it. Could be some spicy bands going on for Clubhouse. We have seen, you know, Habana taken off the board, Hatch Queen, so huge for that verticality. We've also, of course, seen the Monty taken off the board. He's definitely huge when you're pushing into that cache area. Because he can walk up potentially that catwalk area uncontested and start to really put pressure on potentially that Azami who sits up there. Cade generally taken off the board because why? You don't want to have to bring those extra EMPs, and if he's off the board, hatches are free. So it could be some real interesting bans here.
Those basement hatches there in the Church Arsenal, really, Cade's got some good placements. He's able to Cade trick both of those hatches, so really can suck up a ton of utility trying to get them open. We do see Cade banned pretty frequently. The other one that's interesting we've seen on Clubhouse recently is Maverick. Seeing the Maverick ban on an increasing rate because of his ability to open up the dirt reinforcements basically silently, because of how far away from the main site they are, and his ability to open up the hatches and or the main breach there into CC in any of the upstairs sites if that wall is reinforced and with some sort of breach nile on it. Maverick makes that real easy. So we see the defending team banning out Maverick.
Yeah, quite regularly as well. So could be some real spicy bans. This is, of course, another best of one. So as far as that adaptability, it's going to have to happen on the fly. It's going to be a bit of a back and forth that I...
stuff on your side, and
Okay, and that's going to be the Monty band. Sorry about that little bit of the technical difficulty that we had there, but it is going to be some of the bands that we talked about right out the gate. It is the Monty off the board, so huge for pushing up. Azami, so huge for holding that catwalk area, and of course, Cade for the hatches. That means Hatch is going to be free. Hatch Queen still on the board, ready to go. Honestly, this is a good set of bands here. I'm pretty excited about it.
yeah, getting to see. Okay, so really the only one that that they traded out was the Maverick for the Ying, but I mean that's definitely a bit of personal preference, right? Do you not want to deal with the Ying? Do you not want to deal with the Maverick? We've got Warden bringing the 1-5, bringing the deployable shield, but here we go. It's a good trade off because Ying is also a real pain in the neck to deal with on the upper sites. So trading off there, good call, and it's based on what that team wants to play with. So Budapest 5, obviously hating the Ying.
Yeah, and who doesn't? I mean, those flashes are just absolutely insane. They can just stall you out, and if you've got 4 that are coming in rapid succession, you're talking 20, 30 seconds of just pure blinded by the light, catching yourself a bullet for sure when the push starts to come in. But let's talk about this defense. We didn't get to see her played on the first round, but it's Solus. Solus being utilized here. Whiskey, tell us about this new op.
Hey, if you were with us for the first map, you heard a little bit about Solus there, and her ability to suss out the attacking team's electronic gadgets, all of the drones, plus any of the electronic utility that they bring along. Dokkaebi, if she's using her utility, Ace charges, the Iona clone, she can
Ooh!
see all of that.
Jeez, Guttero, Gonzo, Garbanzo, Ayana off the board. That's the set of nades gone. Huge play by the defense there as they get body bounce tipped in their favor very early on into round number 1 here. What does that do?
Spawn peak?
It has to be, right?
From the secret window?
It was the spawn peak from somewhere. If it happens within the first 20 seconds, you got peaks from spawn, sir.
Poison from Budapest there. Yeah, Jaeger able to grab one. They know where he's at, obviously. He's going to rotate back down to site real quick, leaving Dokkaebi to still try and suss out where they're at. Imagine one of those calls coming out relatively soon. Maybe after killing Jaeger, but he escapes.
Wow, escapes with quite a bit of life until he doesn't. Poison getting ripped off the board. It's going to be the DMR to force that gunfight. Dokkaebi taken down to 5 HP and a dream. And we're going to start to see Buck opening up that verticality that is so huge for Kitchen. They did get the hatch open, I believe. Hibana Charge is doing it now. Unless it's potentially getting impacted. There is a couple of impacts, or one impact specifically still on the board. And we're tied up here at a 4-4. We're going to start pushing down this last minute of the round. Lots of intel being fed by the Solus here, and it was a complete bunker back down to site. After they got that first kill, they were hoping to try and play off the trade-off game. Unfortunately, Poison not able to quite make it back down yet. That's why you see the double rotate. Or the double walk back down the site. Got a little bit of buddy to watch your back as we go through it. It is going to be Secret, going to be taking another bit of contest here. Dokkaebi doesn't want to hit that Legion Goo because that's going to be it. That's going to be an all she wrote for them at that point.
A little bit of a different start to this game than we had seen in the previous game, right? The attacking team taking much longer to set up, a lot less roam game from the defensive team. Ooh. Playing a lot slower here, but got that church wall open, grabbing 2.
Huge. Now DMR rings out. It's going to be the skeleton key as well. Now taking us into a 2v1. 8 seconds left as the double does ring out. It's all on the shoulders of Quar, who is going to get ripped apart by that SMG-12. Relative ease as she was on a 5 HP and a dream scenario.
Only needed to catch her shoulder with one of those, but the SMG-12.
Yeah, I got to put quite a few more than one in there. Needed one to get the job done, but decided to bring a bit more. So that's round number 1, heads in the favor of the defense of the Budapest 5. And we're going to head up and get a workout on. Hopefully we're not pulling a hammy here. So we head to gym bedroom, and I love, to be honest with you, I love the castle call here. We talk about potentially not seeing it in the Pro League as often. I believe I was challenged to find a Pro League within 6 months that had used a castle on Clubhouse. Well, it was a little bit of a troll because there wasn't any Pro League in that 6 months that was played on Clubhouse. So thank you. I did look. Couldn't find it, but here we do see it being utilized. It's huge. For that extension, right? You got the castles to support the Mira. Castle's going to extend into construction, potentially into that, either into CCTV or cache, depending on how far you really want to take it. We have seen full extensions all the way even to catwalk area. And then bring the Frost, which is a main for a friend of ours, Cass of the Siege Demigods. I see her utilize Frost on that. Those jump rotates, so huge. Shout out for Clutch Cast of the Siege Demigods. I love seeing the Frost being brought out. Just doesn't matter what map it is. Once the Frost is out, it dictates the pace for that attacking team. It really forces them. Oh, that's a spawn peak in the other direction at that point.
Oh no.
Zundi trying to get a little aggressive. Unfortunately, pays for their hubris. His body balance is now tipped in favor of FF here.
It's a big loss for Budapest 5 too, with now unfortunately not having the intel of Solus, which, you know, the ability for her to suss out all of the attackers on their phones while they're doing a lot of droning here during the setup gives the defending team a lot of intel. Big loss for them.
Yep. But not like unwinnable in the loss, right? That is the roam game that's gone. So yes, you don't have that underneath pressure, but here's what we do have. We still have a bunker down strat with a Mira and a castle. It's going to be the first kill onto Boloff there as find taken off the board. Those sets of grenades gone. Thermite going to start pushing in from red. No split push. Oh no, there is a potential push. We double hard breach on the board. A little bit of a glitch there on that Mira. We can't see through it, but I assure you that the players players can. So fear not for the safety of your Mira player in the bathroom, all you Mira fans.
There's a few of those visual glitches here in the Season 8 update. We saw the outlines finally being fixed, getting the colors correct here in the Year 8 Season 3 Patch 2 update. I'm real happy about that.
Yeah, that made it interesting for some casting, that's for sure. Sledge's going to start getting underneath to try to work some of that vertical underneath Logi, potentially for the underneath grenades, but it's going to be Quar finding the next kill against this defense as Warden, the next to get taken off the board. Now putting us into a 4v3, 48 seconds left. Ash going to lose her life as a mortal. Going to rotate back down in the site. Got the angle from Logi here. Oh, jeez!
Logi, what just crazy going off in Logi right now?
Trades on trades on trades. I heard you like trades, so I put some trades on your trades. Now putting us into a 2v1. Still got to deal with that C4 from the ever-present and always daunting Mira. She's got the window! It's going to be the Vector to ring out and claim the dome piece of Gutter O. Putting it in favor of the defense yet again.
Yeah, great round from Budapest, setting it up there. FF not quite having the coordinated push that they wanted. Ash looking like she was going to push into Logi, but unfortunately didn't cover the angle from the bedroom door. And then just the craziness from the drops into Logi, taking off, you know, basically half the players on the team in that skirmish, with Budapest 5 coming out on top.
Yeah, we're just casters. We're not players here, right? So sometimes we don't necessarily understand the tactic going on. That's why we're the casters and not the players. But I question, FF had the body balance. The first 2 kills going in the form of taking both Sunzi and Poison off the board. You've got the body balance. It's at that point where we want to see a little bit of that slowdown. Get that drone economy back into use. Figure out where the heck these players are lying at and take those in a 2v1 scenario. We want to really see the buddy system put into play there, because when you're up by 2 in the body balance, that should be a round that hopefully is heading into your favor.
Yeah, agreed.
Unfortunately, that was not the case for FF, so they're going to try it again. for round number 3, and it's an extension all the way up to gym.
Well, they're running the gym bedroom setup
I'm about
upstairs
to say
because here we are at the bar stage we talked about in the setup. Interesting to see it here on round 3.
I love it, right? It's the full rotate. And instead of opting to go to that CCTV cache site, which so many people have strats for, we're going to opt for that bar stage instead. And you know what? That is just showing some great adaptability by these teams. Got a heavy presence upstairs as the age of verticality is in full effect on Clubhouse. We said we might see it. We said how we might see it. And baby, here we are. A little bit of free cam work here. Big shout out to VF, probably one of the greatest observers to do it here in the EU. Always a favorite to watch. And watch here. Baboosh! In no way! Thermite! Oh, no. That's making the oops montage. Oh, that's so devastating. They are going to be able to pick Thermite back up. But he is going to pay for that as he is now down to 20 HP. Ash already off the board, sitting at that 0-3, unfortunate. The swing, not going to find anything for Warden except for death on his end.
Oh, that would have been a great spot maybe for a Pokeball or a C4 to go out. That would have been fantastic. But no, not going to see it. Just going to see so many close calls on this round. Boy, opening windows, opening up barricades. Crazy number of close calls we've seen so far. And this is all taking place upstairs away from the bomb site.
Going for the res. It is going to find the... Oh! What? Oh, my Lord. P90. Disgusting shot. Now taking us into a 2v2. All resting kind of on the shoulders of the attacking team here as the defense is up by 2. It's a minute still left on the board. Quark trying to find himself somebody up top. It's going to be the rotate back down into sight as the execute going to start to get ready to go down here. 2v2. Castle and Solus versus the Ace and the Iona. Didn't get to talk about the Brava too much. Unfortunately, we saw her come out. There was some gadgets on the board to be toyed with. But unfortunately died before we could see much on that end.
That would, I mean, Solus escaped with her life there. That should have absolutely been a double. A little unfortunate from the attacking team that they weren't able to grab her. This would have been a 2v1 easily, but Solus escaped there.
Yeah, it had an absolutely disgusting shot. Went for the down player instead of the revive. And unfortunately, that cost him his life. 16 seconds left here. It's starting to favor the defense side as they start to push in the double. Immortal. Gross. Yucky.
They
Caught him.
Up. No.
That was some synchronized push in. Looked real great by FF there. Really in sync to try to take back that last 2v2. Unfortunately, no intel to tell him that he's down the hall, on the lurk, on the wait, and caught himself a 2-piece to put Budapest 5 up by 3, heading into 4.
Yeah. Wow, I think we were seeing a little bit of unbalanced gameplay here for sure. Budapest was, like I think we said, went very far in the quals to earn their spot here in the Masters division. I thought we saw FF have a bit of a better game in the last match we cast, but of course they're attacking. Clubhouse typically a defender-sided map, although pretty close to 50-50. It's one of the reasons why we see it in competition so often. Is it's a map that the teams like to play because they've got a shot on both sides. But FF a little bit behind the ball here. They're gonna have to step it up if they want to increase their chances of winning this map.
Yep, agreed. That's the first bit of rotate gone and done. Sayonara, see you later. 3 in the bag, and they head to Budapest on the defensive side of it. Here's the deal, though. Both of those, 2 of those rounds had spawn peaks from either side going on to, so we saw some early entry picks. Probably going to see something similar here again, I imagine. Aruni does get droned out. She does have the DMR to take those battles from a distance. Oh. Yeah, but unfortunately, the DMR are going to be turned against her. Is Dokkaebi going to find that kill? Quar putting themselves at 7-3 here in round number 4.
Yeah, great way to start off this round, carrying the team as well, because you've got 2 players on the team sitting at 0. And one still on 1 kill. So even though we're only on round 4, definitely Core turning up to make a real impact here in this game. We need to see the rest of the FF team step up and match that level of intensity, hopefully.
Yep, agreed. It's 5-4, 5-3 now as Poison's going to get taken off the board by Buck. But we still do have two of the newest ops on the board. Fenrir and Soul is still in play. Lots of intel to be fed out here as they're going to start opening up those hatches, opening up that verticality. Buck making quick work of that hallway area. All three of the defenders bunkered back down into sight, as you would assume. Lots of intel being fed by the defense here, by that Solus. Grenades popping out, so they do have a potential idea of where she's at. They hear her shuffling around, doing the cha-cha, if you will.
Oh,
Buck!
That
What a
vertical
shot!
play.
Yeah, what a freaking shot. That is going to take another off the board. It now puts us into a 5v2. Got to be perfect here for the last minute and 15. Now the push going to start to come in. They still have to deal with those Fenrir gadgets on that push, and it is going to be Solus to find the double. Yeah! Oh, my Lord. Now putting in, oh my God, now putting it into a 2v1, and just like that, defense coming alive again. There's no way that you want to throw a 5v2. Oh, just absolutely devastating. That P90 in the hands of the right person, just wrecking all kinds of havoc. Now it's going to be all on the shoulders of Buck, who's got to make this final push down, stuck on that west main as the pre-fires are coming out and staying alive, trying to catch him on the peak. 33 seconds left.
He's also likely got a Fenrir right on the other side. We didn't get to see it, but that would have been my guess, is as soon as he walked out into West Main, was going to catch a Fenrir. He was in a real tough spot, but didn't have enough time to rotate to try a different approach.
Solus and Fenrir banned out almost at a 70% ban rating across the leagues, across EU, NA, APAC, Oceanic. I mean, Solus and Fenrir, the top banned ops at the moment. And that, my friends, that's why in a 5v2 scenario with intel and the distraction on the board, able to come up clean as Budapest now is up by 4 rounds. That's tough. So here's what it plays out to, right? That gets into the mental now as well. When you're the attacking team and you have the body balance in such a heavy direction in a 5v2, you a little bit of that confidence knowing that you're potentially probably going to win that round out. But time starts to tick in, so you have to speed up a little bit. And that's when the mistakes happen. That's when the double, the triple rang out, taking them back into an even body balance. And then it's just quick work. This Fenrir mops them up at the MP7.
Yeah, a great summary there. And what it leaves us with, Budapest 5 up 4-0 over FF. They're really going to need to turn it up at this point. And I think Budapest 5 is going to start to feel, obviously, a lot more comfortable and potentially see whether or not they take a few more risks on defense, being, maybe a little bit wider roam, maybe a little bit more spawn peaks, trying to put some more pressure to make the attacking team feel even more off balance than they already are.
Yes, now 4-0 sounds like a terrible scoreline, but when we're talking about defensive-sided maps, we're talking about standard splits. All FF has to do here is come up with 1 or 2, and they're going to feel okay going into their defensive side. But that is the first step. You have to find those. You have to not throw in a 5v2 situation. I think they can do it. I think FF can bring it back here, find the next 2. Remember that they know how to play this contemporary and traditional bit of Siege that we have going on. Unfortunately, that grenade didn't take out the mute jammer, so not going to be able to get that back wall just yet. Hot tub open.
They had 2 mute jammers on it. They had 1 at the drone hole and then 1 on the breach. The nade got the one close to the drone hole, so yeah. Unfortunate there. That's why they're able to get the one hole opened up, straight line into the Mira.
It's all starting to fall apart here for the attacking team as the shotgun claims the life of Gutter and another to claim the life of Iana. Both sitting at that 0-5, can't buy themselves a kill, and that's, of course, why we're seeing the score line sitting at it is. But here we go. Thermite starting to get active, finds himself 2 on the back end of the push. Now putting us into a 3v2. Still plenty of time to suss out where the heck these guys are at, but that's going to be tough as they find another on the side of the attackers. 3v1. Starts to get in, does find one, does find another. It's a 1v1 pistol popping, not gonna happen. Poison with that SMG 12 to clean it up here. Almost almost clutched the round on the attacker side of it, but it's a too little, too late scenario, and now we find Budapest up by 5. Let's see a timeout here, FF. Let's take a second to stop that momentum. Let's take a second to talk about it, why it isn't working. Nope, we're not going to do that. It's full steam ahead, baby. FF ready to take this gunfight, ready to start that comeback. Whiskey, what is the win conditions here? How does FF get on the board?
I mean, it was a bit of seemed like a bit of a mistake from Ace there, as he pushed in, tried to run through the door, pistol pulled, but not really ADS, not taking the fight to ward in the the SMG-12, just really making short work of him. That seemed rushed. It's kind of the feeling I'm getting is they're feeling a bit rushed here and not really getting a full execute in place, where they've got all the assets in place with the intel to back it up. Budapest 5 is able to pick them off slowly, and even when they do push, they're claiming 2 or 3 at a time. So a slower, coordinated push with some intel here, really to try to grab their one on attack. And this is the place to do it. The reason that it's such a low pick rate here on the bar stage is that it's typically not good from a defensive standpoint. So if they've got the one to do it, this is it.
Yep, agreed, absolutely. And still, like we said, 5-0, yes, it sounds terrible. But if they can secure themselves one round, they're going to be feeling okay about going into their defensive side of it, as long as they can match that pace, as long as they can match that aggression and that gun skill. If you're not winning your ones, take them in twos, baby, right? Let's see the buddy system in play. FF, get together. You know how to play this game. We have seen you guys play this game well and efficiently. Now's the time to step up, and I believe that you can do it. Gutter looking to find his first kill as he's getting a little aggressive there, heading in from construction. And it's going to be the grenade to ring out. Not going to do the damage that was hoping for. That shield being huge on the placement there, holding that bedroom area. It's the first minute off the board as the drones have done their work. A little bit of pre-fires onto the souls. Does get a little bit of damage, but she's not afraid as she keeps setting it out. And there we go! Bolt off to find their first kill on the board, and that is the start of the comeback. I believe it's sitting 5-4 now in favor of the FF team. But
is it?
Oh my lord, no!
No, not
Gutter!
a TK.
Oh,
it was a T. Gutter not getting his opportunity to grab a kill here. Unfortunately, getting TK'd. Oh, what a gut punch that one is.
Yep, it was a kick straight to the tummy area as Gutter was in that gunfight, lost it to the swing from the teammate. Now puts us in a 4-4 scenario, and honestly, that's putting a little bit of favor inside here for this defense. We talk about time waiting for no man. Hey, doesn't matter if you're down or you're up. It still does not wait for you, so we're going to start playing out into the defensive favor here. At 44 seconds, we're hitting that frag zone. Quar finding himself another kill onto Mortal, giving them the body bounce here. 38 seconds left. Going to have to start to see that push. Don't rush it. Still want to take that that gameplay tied up. Now to a 3-3. Now down to a 3-2. 28 seconds left. Attacking team up in the body bounce. This could be the first sets of kills here. Oh, P90
yes.
going to take Quar off the board, but it is down. So effectively put us into a 2v1 as they start to push down into the stage, right? Thermite going to start to get himself set up for that execute, but he's going to lose his life for it, and that's going to be an FF win on the board. Finally able to secure one. I knew you could do it, FF. We're not rooting for any, any sort of team, but we love to see when the underdog comes back with a round. Don't call it a comeback, baby, but now FF is on the defensive side of it, and let's see if they're going to be able to match this pace, match this aggression that Budapest 5 brought to the table. They're only one away from a match series point, so a little bit of wiggle room for Budapest.
Well, and huge stopping the momentum. Budapest had won 5 in a row, and so that was FF's first round. So if you're just joining us, definitely looking lopsided. But the thing about it is that was 5 in a row for the Budapest 5. But momentum stopped. FF on their way. Going to see their first attacking round. Unfortunately, if they lose it and they go up 6-1 or down 6-1, they're going to have the opportunity to take a timeout. Definitely they should, but it's going to feel too little too late.
Yeah, I hate seeing the late rounds. You see the timeouts utilized just like you'd see in any other sort of sport, right? You use it to sit and talk about your game strategy, figure out what the heck the other team is bringing to the table, and like we say, it's a little bit of that momentum stopper potentially. Doesn't always work out that way, but that's what it is utilized for. On the defense, let's take a look at it as we head down into the basement for the first half, the back end of the half. I didn't say that right.
First round of the back of the start of the second half.
First round of the back end of the half of match number 2.
Which is the best of one between these two teams. The second match of the play day here, we got to see Myth versus Ice Force as the first game of the play day. That was a great match too, of much more balance than so far we've seen here. But seeing FF on defense for the first time right now.
Yep. And they did, of course, opt for the Mira as well. Gutter putting themselves onto the Warden. Going to be hoping to find a kill here on the defensive side of the map. A little bit of intel. So Valkyrie's making their way onto the board. Pretty standard setup here for the attacking team. We are going to see the Twitch to help combat against those Miras. And it's Ayana pushing down into sight. Something heavy. Oh, going to lose her life for following them down into sight. It is going to be body bounce now tipped in favor of FF. Well, Mai taking a little bit of damage, but they're not going to be able to get that shield from those Habanas. It's the Mute doing an excellent job. Pre-fires through into sight. Not going to be able to find anything just yet as the flashes start to come out and blind whoever's trying to take this gunfight. They do have Warden on the board. As long as he's able to stay up and stay active, he's got those glasses. Going to help with some of those flashes.
I'm not sure they know, and they're definitely. I mean, this is a very lateral push here. They're not doing a lot of vertical control, just pushing down. Now we're seeing Hibana try and open up the hatch to gain some vertical control, rather than just pushing down Secret and Oil Pit.
Look at this little peak area. Could be huge if he gets caught slipping here. And Gutter did find his first kill of the match as well, putting him now into that 1-6 area. Everybody on the board
as
far as kills go. Let's freaking go. I love this game. Body bounce is tipped in favor of FF here. They do have 2 off the board. That's going to be the Twitch gone, so going to have a little bit tougher time dealing with those mirrors, especially with the Mute stopping those Twitch drones from coming in. Hibana taking a little bit of damage here. She walks into sight.
No way.
Oh, my lord. Finds the kill on Valkyrie, but Mira going to clean that up. It's going to be the L85 to claim the life of Valkyrie. No.
The siege timing there. No way. They went Sledge and Warden back and forth around the corner of this wall, through that door. They missed each other twice on both sides.
Hey, thanks, Lily. Appreciate the shout out for the Mary River Project. That's right. You can find us on all streaming platforms. Really appreciate that. Hey, if you like the cast in here out of the Talent League, you can check out the Whiskey Boys on Twitter. We love talking Siege at Whiskey Glitter, or at Glitter Whiskey, and at Racing ENGR. Give us your hot takes. Give us your cold takes. Send us your clips. We want to talk about them all. Yowza. Great round for FF there, as they're now finding their first in the back end here, taking us to a 5-2 scenario. We're going to go get our workout on. Going to utilize the castle again here for a gen bedroom workout. I love to see it. It's a little standard, right?
Yep.
Mirror going to be helpful
standard, yep.
For that utilization. Bandit on the breach, and we are going to see the Fenrir being brought out. Oh, hey-oh. Black Wolf. Oh, you tease. You freaking tease. I thought we were going to see the Grim being brought out, but since we saw him, let's talk about him. He got a recent rework. What you think there, Mr. Whiskey, about that Grim?
Really a double rework, right? We saw him reworked at the beginning of Year 8, getting the buff of the area of deployment, the speed of deployment of his gadget, but then also here in the Season 3, of Year 8, seeing his gadget getting its second buff, where now it's deployable by banking it. You can change the deployment strategy from just a straight shot into a bounce or a bank off of a wall. Definitely a good change. You don't have to be in the line of fire to be able to use his gadget. Definitely increased his pick rate as well.
Yep. Oh, tough. Poison getting the first one to get taken down off the board. And it is going to be Gutter that did get down, but he is going to be recoverable. So they now have got him at a 20 health, but he finds his second kill of the game. Now putting him into that 2 and 6, starting to become a little bit active on this defensive side of it. Budapest trying to put themselves on a match point here. FF trying to stay alive in this best-of-1 bang.
That's the second time we've seen Poison on Ayana push real quickly in and unfortunately lose her life early. Interesting whether or not it's the right strategy, but here they're gonna Bandit tricking over on main, able to open that up with the mirror window protected by the last Bandit trap.
And of course, Castle forcing you to have to break that sucker down or potentially expend some utility to get inside of sight there. It is body bounce still tipped in favor of FF here as they're mounting their comeback, trying to get this scoreline just a bit closer. And start to put the bangs on.
Thatcher's like, don't worry, I got this. Let's go.
Yeah, listen, little buddy. You keep them soft hands alive. You don't have to bang them on that metal sheet. I'll blow it right the heck open. Now, Castle underneath, holding the vert on the window. It's a cheeky little spot, and if you're not ready for it, could result in a pretty huge kill. Double breach on the side of the attackers as they put themselves in a bit of a split push here. There's going to be, Quar. That's tough. 10 and 8. Frag leader taken off the board. The next frag leader, mirror to fall, and it is going to be Budapest 5 now up in the body bounce here. It's going to get evened up. Fenrir on the flank does find one. Finds two! On the pivot, ready to take his next gunshot as it puts FF back up into, oh my lord.
Bodov grabbing a triple.
Bodov. Yowza, starting to come alive. We talked about these players, and you know what? That's the thing. It can be any player popping off at any time, and it's now all on the shoulders of Immortal, who's got to find 2 in the next 14 seconds. It's going to be tough because it is spread out. It's far. He gets the sound cue. He hears it's in Logi. Going to take that gunfight from below, force them to really split his attention, and it's going to be 1 in the favor. No, it's going to be Castle running. Good call.
Yeah, he
Get
ran away
the F
all
out
the
of
way
there.
into the basement. Chase me if you want. I'll waste all your time.
Great round. Heads up play by the last defender alive, securing yet again another round, getting us in now within 2 of that scoreline. We called it defensive sided. We were happy they got their 1, and now it's getting a little bit closer.
And once again, if you're just joining us on this match, Budapest 5 won the first 5 in a row. So again, the scoreline's evening up, but FF on a bit of a run here, winning 3 in a row now. So great job by them getting the momentum in place. And Budapest 5, maybe they're taking a bit of a hit to morale and the mental game, losing those 3. So we're going to hopefully see them here really getting crazy as it goes into their attacking round.
Yeah, and just while we're in this last bit of prep phase, I just would love to take a second here. The Whiskey Boys, thank you so much to all the people in the chat, staying active, watching, sipping, and sieging with us. We wouldn't be able to do what we do without you. And we got a couple of friends here from the NA coming out to support this Talent League stream. So big shout out and thank you to Lily, Starbro, Vicious, Link. You guys all mean the world to us. Big shout out to the Talent League for having the Whiskey Boys. It's one of our favorite leagues to cast in as the talent is so freaking huge. And of course, production and observation. Wouldn't be here doing it without you. It's the mirror strat.
Nice to make some friends in the EU as well, right? Adding to the community. Happy to have all of the EU watchers with us in the evening here. We know it's getting on a little bit on the late side on Saturday night, so thanks for joining us.
Heck yeah, couch casting at its finest. Whiskey Boys bringing the heat. FF starting to mount that comeback here. They get within 2 of the scoreline. 1 second, let's get
Yeah, definitely. They've got a good hold here. From the roof, through the highway window, grabbing the rafters player. Oh, unfortunate there for the defense. Definitely a bit of an advantage on the Budapest 5 side here, and they're going to knock the mirror window out, open up the wall. That's a big thermite push there.
Ooh-hoo! Let's go. Gutter finding Poison once again here, evening up that body balance, that man count, that man advantage. It's going to be
three in a row that Poison has been the first kill, the opening kill on Ayana on all 3 attacking rounds for Budapest 5. Might need to rein that in a bit.
There we go. Lunar finds the head of Warden. It's going to be Mira, the next to fall. Plant starting to go down. Thatcher taking it into a post-plant scenario. It's all on the shoulders of Quar. If anybody can do it in this 1v3, it's him. Finds himself a double, but is going to get hit by that L85 coming alive. Man, I'd be curious to see which gun has the most amount of kills. We call that L85 as claiming lives quite a freaking lot.
Yeah.
Match point. Whiskey. FF. 3 away from bringing this one back, baby.
We saw from a defensive standpoint, that was an obvious advantage for them. They seem to be playing much better on defense, seemed very well put together. That round being the lone exception. So here, now they've got to decide, is this the round that they can pull it together and continue to push to OT? Because Budapest now, they've hit it. Match point. All they got to do is put together one more.
That's right. FF got to be perfect for 3. It's going to be on the back of Quar, who sits at 12 and 9. Going to need him to stay active to keep them alive and in this. Not putting all the pressure onto one player, of course. He's just the obvious standout kill leader and one of the most active on the defensive side. Let's look at this attacker side. It's kills spread out across the board. 2 members sitting at that double-digit area with one right on the heels of trying to get in there as well with the Mortal on the Hatch Queen. Woo!
Definitely we got to see Poison. How is he going to approach the entry here and hopefully be able to grab a kill?
Lord, no way!
Did the boogie?
No!
I thought the boogie grabbed. Got the kill on Valkyrie. She was just getting continually just chewed up at the ankles by that device, but also, caught in the crossbar, but crazy.
Yeah, that was absolutely huge. A little chihuahua biting down at the ankles. And Ram, instead of using the other devices that she has, the last device is going to put herself down into blue. Maybe going for that sound cue for the potential execute coming through. Jeez.
Boogie blasted. Let's go.
Boogie blasted. Oh.
I'm choosing to believe that was the way that Valk died. It was hard to differentiate.
Now puts themselves into a 4v3 in favor of the Budapest 5. Budapest trying to put this one away, and they're doing a great job at that right now.
Yeah, almost. Valk putting herself a bit in a bad position there, unfortunately. Oh no, looking through the window while the flashes went off. But, okay, doesn't matter. Or able to grab one with the Vector.
Now putting us into a 3v2, into a winnable situation for FF here. It is in the favor of the defense. Time starting to tick away. It's still got 1 minute and 11 left on the board. This will be a little bit of a tough push-in for this low-health attacking team. But we've seen this situation before, though. FF has held the body balance. Let's see if they can continue to do so for this last 45 seconds. With the mirror still on the board and 2 C4s in hand, it's looking pretty good for this defense to get a little bit closer in the scoreline.
Oh, Intel City here. F definitely slowing it down, playing much more conservatively. FF winning that Quar grabbing a double to finish it.
We said we needed it to stay on his back, and he is definitely pulls out the double to clutch it up, bring us within 2 of OT. Have to be perfect for 2 more. Huge.
All right, 6-4. FF got to be perfect for another 2 in a row. 2 in a row here to force OT. Budapest. That was a great round, but FF coming up clutch there. I like the Brava pick. Looking forward to seeing what Black Wolf can do, helping to lead the team there along with Sunday and Immortal up in those 9-10. But really, a bit of the story there on the FF side, seeing Quar with 15-9-2, but the rest of the team really picking up a lot more kills on the defensive side, helping spread out the load and helping that team along, and it shows now with 4. Still 2 away though.
Spicy in the game chats there. Hey, remember, we're all friends here, Siege enthusiast. Can't we all get along? Match point here for Budapest 5, trying to put this one away. FF doing a great job at mounting a comeback, getting a little bit closer. Budapest just got to find the 1-2 to tie us up for FF. Oh, did you see that? A little bit of angles there into that stock room. Oh, tough.
No.
That's tough. That is a tough kill. L85 going to claim the dome piece of Quar. Top frag for FF off the board. It's going to be time for this team to band together. Get themselves
huge too with Legion's gadget being time activated. There's so many of the goo mines that didn't make it out onto the floor because he wasn't alive long enough to make it happen. That is definitely unfortunate, well, from the top frag point and the utility perspective.
Oh, yow. Okay, so they're gonna open up that castle. Try to get a little bit of a look at the bandit who's doing the charging there on the hot tub.
Got her!
Got her!
Once
Wow!
again, a poison being the first to fall. Oh! An Immortal standing in the middle of open breach on his phone? Oh.
It's an interesting strat. You don't see it utilized often. Is definitely we opt for some cover, some concealment when getting onto those electronic devices, but feeling strong in his hubris. Stood in the middle and paid the price for that one. It is the breach off the board. Of course, they did get that breach open.
Definitely going to look back at that and say, ouch, that was a huge mistake. My bad, guys. Or gals.
3-3 here. It's the last minute going to start to ring out. Looking pretty good for this defense. Just have to hold off for another 60 seconds.
Oh, wow. I'm thinking, okay, what is that icon that he had there up in the corner? I think that was another visual glitch on the Ubi side. It was the Ram icon. Interesting.
I don't know if we've seen that before.
Yeah, no, that's a first. Oh, this is looking really good for the attacking team. Able to get the diffuser down. Got her grabbing a triple, though.
Oh, my lord. Got her becoming alive
out,
here.
Bro.
In the end, 37 seconds left. Have to have 7 on the board to get the diffuse. They do have the body balance. You can see a little bit of a wait and see. And, shots from Breach are going to take him down. Oh! Wow!
No.
What? Yow!
They push him on the stairs. Double push in the stairs.
Holy cow. I mean, really thought FF was going to come back on that round and put us a little bit closer in the scoreline. It was a valiant effort by FF, but the Budapest 5, they're going to come alive. They were just, honestly, the better players here on this round, right? Or on this map. We've seen both of these teams They're both gunners. It was an absolute great effort, but Budapest 5 just wanting it more. And with that early lead
Ah.
that they brought out, unfortunately, it was going to be a tough climb back no matter what.
Yeah, and FF put together a great comeback there. I mean, it looked at 5-0 was looking all on the Budapest 5 side, like FF hadn't even showed up. And they put together a heck of a run, winning that last on the first half, and then another 3 in a row to get them close, but it just wasn't quite enough. Budapest 5 was able to overcome on the attacking side to finish that one out, although it was a great match. Closer than we expected after those first 5 rounds, and made for some fun siege, getting to see Clubhouse. And congrats to both teams, but especially to Budapest 5, taking the win there.
Yep, taking the win, a masterclass of Clubhouse. It's exactly how you'd think it would play out with such a huge advantage in the scoreline. But that's it. We did it. Whiskey, it was only 2 games. We want more Siege. Let's run through it. We got some thank yous here. Thank you to the Talent League for hosting this. Just an absolutely great league. Class acts. Really great on communication. Really great on finding that talent to come in here and play. Thank you to all of the teams that we got to watch today for giving us some Siege entertainment for that Siege that we just craved, that comp Siege. It was an absolute blast. Producer, observer, goated in the game. Thank you so much. Free cam work. Amazing production transitions. Amazing getting through the technical difficulties. Absolute wizards on the production observation side. Mr. Whiskey Run.
Absolutely.
Man, me and you, baby. We're in it again, and we did it. Thanks for sitting beside me for this one, my friend.
Yeah, another great day on the Talent League, and echo all of what you said. Great day overall, and we've got it coming up. We're going to be back on the Talent League again in a week. Next Saturday again, we'll be back here. And a couple games in between in the NA side. We've got a couple semifinals and maybe a grand final coming up in GNL and 3Z. So those ones are coming at you this week.
That's right. If you like the Whiskey Boys, check us out. We're Siege Double Shot. We're all over the place, but unfortunately, no longer here. The time has come. The jukebox is singing closing time. The lights are starting to dim. And my friends, as always, you don't have to go home.
But you can't stay here.
Ayo.
Let's go.